Well, hi everyone. I'm just going to go over how to make a quiz using Google Forms. So as usual, I have my Google window open, and I always have my, I learned this from Mr. Joe Cisco. I always have my inbox open, and then my drive, and then my login for the LMS. Um, and I actually went to settings, and these are the three tabs that open up for me every time. So you might want to consider that. Some of you are using the new drive. If you're not, and I haven't talked you into it yet, I suggest you do. You can go over to the settings gear and pick new drive. I'm going to leave the new drive now because I know a lot of my students don't have this. So we'll go about it this way first. And then remember, if you have the new drive, the only thing that's different here is that this says new, and basically everything else will work the same. So we're going to make a form, so we'll go to create and we'll choose form. I use it a lot, so it's near the top of mine. You might find that you have to search around a little bit for it, but don't let that throw you off. The first thing I think it's a good idea to do is to name your document. So we're just going to call this quiz trial. And remember, I did this in class with my NBE class today, and we decided that shuffling the question order wasn't a good idea because it kind of messed with the way it went. But I still think we should only allow one response per person. And then you'll notice when I named it up here, the name appeared down here. And I think the name is a really good way to organize your files because you can get an awful lot of files over time. So you might even want to put NBE quiz or which period it is, because you'll find that you'll end up with hundreds and hundreds, if you're like me, hundreds and hundreds of files. You notice when I updated it up here, it appeared here. Now the form description is where you would give some instructions. So you might put this is our quiz for chapter 2. Now, if this is a quiz trial, I think that I might even add some more information here. Quiz chapter 2 trial. Just so that you can be as specific as possible. So you put your question in here, and I think we should probably start with the student's name so that we'll know who's answered the quiz. So I'm just going to put, what is your first name? And then we'll make this a required question because we always want to know the person's first name. You can click done. Oh, you know what? I think we want to change that. So did you notice when I clicked done, it came up and I realized that I'd had check boxes? All you have to do is click on it, and what I want there is text instead. And then we'll add an item. What is your last name? Text again. Make that a required question. Done. Now, after this, you don't have to make any question required. They cannot, the people taking the quiz or the people doing the form cannot move on unless they've answered a question if it's required. So it's up to you. As a teacher, I'd probably require the questions just to kind of make you guess. But at this point, once you have this information, it's up to you. So I would suggest that you do multiple choice questions just because they're going to be easier for you to answer. If you are on this video just looking at how to use forms, then you can make any sort of questions you want. But this is just a quick quiz that we're trying to do. So the question here might be something like, what is the meaning of the acronym TEK? Now, luckily, that tells me that that's spelt wrong, and then it tells me how to spell it right. You guys know I'm a terrible speller. So that's one of the great things about Google Forms, is that if it has a ziggly little red line underneath it, you've spelled it wrong. And then I might make this a multiple choice question. So the first option might be totally excellent. Oh, I can't think of kangaroo. Now, obviously, you don't want to make your wrong answers that obvious, but there's an example of, I might make that sound a little bit closer to what it might be, so that you don't have giveaways. So the the next one could be something like toast, eggs, and ketchup. Again, it's probably a giveaway. But anyways, that's one of the questions, and then you can go through and add that. I'm not going to put the answer there because the class the kids who did chapter 4 might actually want to use that. So again, it's up to you whether you want that to be a required question or not. And then you click done. And then you continue to add your questions until you're done your quiz. Now this is an extra one, so I'm just going to delete it. Now is the fun part. You get to change the theme. So if you come up to the top of your quiz, you can view the live form, and that'll show you what it looks like without any themes. Remember that it's a good idea to close this right away because you can end up with way too many tabs open. So you have view the live form, and then if you click change theme, they've just added a whole bunch of really neat looking themes. I showed you birthday cats in class today, city skyline, classic ornamental. Maybe I'll choose farm life for now, just for fun. And that gives you a header there. Once we've done this a little while, you can customize it. If you want to play around with that, by all means do. But if you're just doing the quiz this first time and you want to keep it simple, just pick one of these. And then as we go along, we will find other ways to customize your quiz. If you change your mind, you can just click on it. This actually is my favorite at the moment, although the birthday kitties is also pretty cute. So this is what your quiz will look like. And now, if you're happy with the way the quiz is, it's all been saved on your drive, so you're ready to go. You can take a look at the live form again, and this is what the people who take the quiz will see. Close that so that you don't end up with a whole bunch of extra things you don't want. And now it's ready for responses. So you can click view responses, and you'll see that it's set up a spreadsheet for you so that we can see the answers to the quizzes. I'm going to close that so that I don't have too many tabs open. And then you can go back and make changes and add things by taking a look at this box that says edit questions. So it'll take you back to this editing page, and you can add or change things. Now when it comes time to share the form or share your quiz, I'm going to ask you to send it to me to start with, and then I'll put it on the LMS. So you'll send it to me at My Tools to Go. Click send, and if you want, you can customize the message. You can include the form in the email, which is not a bad idea, and then click send, and that will send to me. Now, if you want someone else to add things, if you're working in a group, you could add collaborators, and adding collaborators means that someone else can help you with it. So I hope that that gives you a little idea of how to go about doing the quiz. You can take a look at some of the other options that go along with this. If there's something you'd like this to do, but you're not sure if it can, you can always Google, and it will tell you what you need to know. All right, good luck and have fun.